if the kids are obese, whose fault is that?
Ooh,
I'm not gonna. It's kind of touchy. If your kid's obese and they're treading that route. You know what I mean? And you
I
get too deep, and you can't really come back from it.
yeah, yeah. That's important because what happens is, um, when we start to develop the bad habits, and there's nobody that's safe from it because you could be healthy physically and you got mental habits, right? Thinking patterns. Um, what else we talk about is how do you feel about your self esteem,
Ooh,
right? And a lot of us, sometimes we say, oh, we poly, so we eat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's what we do. It is, but at the end of the day, there's an emotional attachment that comes
yeah,
to our behavior, and I love to eat. Like,
yeah. I mean, as you can see, we love to eat. You know what I mean? But uh, some of these foods are trigger foods, right?
yeah, I mean, most of them is like, is food supposed to last on the shelf for like 3 months? Like, is that even food, or
Yeah.
are we astronauts? What do
Or
we
is that
eat?
processed food? Too much processed food.
But
Not.
we love that kapapulu though. You know what I
Ooh.
mean?
Yeah,
That
it's.
spam musubi. I mean, we love
Now
us
you
our
now you
rice.
make me hungry, man.
I know. you know,
But what do you think? If
moderation, right?
Are we blaming the parents for your kids being obese and leading them to that type of route, or are we blaming the society around us?
I mean, you could go and say society. You could say the system. You could do a lot of that.
Hmm.
But at the core of it, right? If you don't get in your car, what's the first thing you do when you go to your car?
Open the door,
Open the door. First thing you do when you get home, what do you do?
open the fridge.
There you go. Or even the fridge. There's a door on the fridge. So at the end of the day, someone gotta,
Close, shut that door, right?
or somebody open the door. So you can't
Hmm.
be like,
Mm.
the person was like, someone had to open the door.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna put it like they say, if the shoe fit, take it off.
If
If
the
the
shoe
shoe
don't
fits, take
fit,
it off. If the shoe don't fit, then you not Cinderella. Where J King at? Where's his Cinderella?
yeah,
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we gotta be responsible. Look, we we blame ourselves for our own success, right? Like
yeah,
everybody wants recognition
yeah.
for
Oh,
any little thing, but
exactly.
nobody wants to be responsible
Right.
if it's unsuccessful. Sorry,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So, but the energy it go both ways, yin and yang, right? Like
Hmm.
you gotta take the good with the
With the
bad.
bad.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like everybody want to be perfect, but how
Far
you
from it.
how do you get there? Well, along the way, there's a lot of unsuccessful moments that led to, you learned your way, right? You got to learn your way so you can earn your way.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject. My bad, y'all. I mean, I'm not trying to blame anybody, but shoot, man, y'all gotta watch what y'all feed yourself and your kids.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we got to be around for our babies,
Right.
and then we need our babies around for their babies. Well, you got to get outside. You got to get active. I mean,
Right.
it's about being active, right? Like, if you're going to take a large intake, you better have somewhere that you burn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta burn it.
you gotta burn it. You got like you out there sweating. That's part of the situation. Is you know how to start, you just don't know how to finish.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you blame the parents. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if you bought the 7 boxes of cereal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's me. I'm the one buying Oreos and chips and all that. Like, that's what I do. But at the
Man, I'll be getting hot. Like
yeah.
my kids come over and they they do not want to stay with me because they know we ain't eating out. We cooking everything at home, and there's hardly any carbs in my place.
Oh, well,
So
the protein.
it's just protein,
Yeah.
eggs, and they just be right here. Like, man, we going back to mom's.
But that's how. Now that you could blame that on society and systemic
Yeah.
stuff based on we're so used to junk that the real good stuff we don't want nothing to do with it. Like we're so addicted. We're addicted to the likes. We're addicted
Yeah.
to the
No, yeah.
the love, the hearts, and all that. But we're not addicted to the pain that's gonna help you grow. You know what I mean?
Like even right now, I'm like looking at these M&Ms, and I was just like, man, I'm trying to.
But if you look at it, it's full.
Yeah.
We ain't tapped into that yet today. So,
Nope.
you know.
Yeah, man, I know it's cliche and we say it all the time, but health is wealth. And you see us, man, bro. We see us like dying younger and younger and younger, bro. And it's just like, dude, we need to make a change.
I mean, for our babies and just for our group of people that exist in this little tiny rock called Earth. You know what I mean? Like